Welcome into the Daily Dish. I'm Joey Wagner. He's Derek Piper. We're going to continue with our Illinois basketball player preview focus. We've done the returners. We've talked about Terrence Shannon. All right, Derek, let's get into the freshmen. The highest rated freshman in the class, the latest addition to the class, Skyy Clark. This was a huge get for Brad Underwood. Tim Anderson, I think we've covered extensively, was the lead here. But this is a big one, Derek, and it's a big one at a position of need. They get a really talented kid who is coming off of an ACL injury, but the talent is certainly there.
It absolutely is. Now you're looking at him at 31st overall in the 2022 class by 24/7 Sports. So he's dropped slightly out of that 5-star range, high 4-star now. But regardless, an uber talented guard that has some size to him, that he's got strength, and he's a 3-level scorer. He's so smooth off the bounce and being able to create his own shot. He can hit threes from deep. He can pull up in the mid range. He can get to the rim, finish through contact. I know that the staff really likes the fact that his strength is already Big Ten ready, so he can take some bumps and bruises as he goes to the rim. But as you said, and it's undeniable, coming off the ACL, he didn't return until late December, early January, had a hand injury mixed in there, had a lower body ailment that held him out of the Geico Nationals and Jordan Brand Classic. So it's been a while since Skyy Clark has been fully healthy. If and when we're expecting him to get back there, I know that Brad's talked about no concern about his knee going forward. It's really about getting his quickness and explosion back, because as you look at, when you're in the Big Ten, when you're playing high major basketball, you got to be able to blow past those guards and be able to get into the lane and make plays and break down on defense. So him getting some of that back is very, very important to him playing up to his caliber. But he's shown it before. He's a very good athlete. He's a very, very talented player, and a guy that, if he is fully healthy, as of right now, with no Courtney Ramey or other veteran guard added to this mix, probably slots in as your starting point guard as of now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. We haven't seen Skyy Clark in a while. As you mentioned, he was out of some of those showcase events, out of the Geico National. Brad Underwood not having the concern about the knee, I think should give fans, sigh of relief a little bit. Adam Fletcher obviously was a big deal for the Clark family in this commitment. But yeah, you're looking at a kid. For all the hand wringing that was last year about why isn't he playing the freshman, this roster is not constructed in a way that conversation probably is going to be able to happen. I think Skyy Clark should go in there and probably be thought of as your starting point guard. I'm sure Jaden Epps is somebody who's going to really, fight for that spot, and they'll probably end up both out there. You'll see them both, but we're going to see a lot of Skyy Clark. And I think him being on campus now, that certainly I would think helps. It's all voluntary stuff, but it seems pretty clear to me, Derek, this kid works really, really hard. He came back pretty quickly from that ACL injury initially. I know that's kind of a cliche. Every kid works hard, but he does seem like there's a lot of that driven, that IO-ness that we saw recently in terms of the way he approaches things. And I would think, Derek, that's going to help him get out there early and make an impact early.
Definitely. And yeah, it's a great sign. You have Sincere already on campus. You have Jaden Epps. You have Skyy Clark, guys that are showing up early to get their work in. And the soonest that he can get with Adam Fletcher, the better, as far as getting that body back to full capacity as soon as possible. But yeah, that is what you hear. I know that you got a chance to talk to Skyy and the family, and he's a gym rat. He's a guy that lives for this, and really is very mature for his age and just kind of his approach for the game. So someone that is very willing to put in the long hours and try to get back to being the type of player that he is and that he was prior to the injury. I know that he's also coming in with a little bit of chip on his shoulder. I think that's also something that can bode well for him as he works his way back and try to prove some people wrong, and that maybe you're doubting him now that he's had the injury. But he does need to lean up a little bit. I think that's part of it, because no knock on him, he's super strong for a guard. Maybe take some of that off as he's trying to get back to being quicker and everything. But all the opportunity is there. And as you see with freshman guards, you're going to have some bumps in the road. It's going to be a process we saw it with Io. We've seen it around the league of guys taking their lumps early. And I think that's something that, for as talented as Skyy Clark is, we're going to see some of that. But the opportunity's there, the talent's there, and it's just going to be fun to watch him grow and progress.
Derek, this is a big one for Illinois. It's good to get him here already. We will cover it all here at IlliniInquirer.com.